Hey y'all, it's your girl Sasha Banks here, and welcome to my live talk show called What's Your Professional Opinion? It is here where my guests and I will speak about the professionalism in the drag world, as well as some hot topics that most people are too afraid to talk about. Here's your chance to sit back and listen in on our conversation as we discuss how us professional girls really feel about certain things. This is a great opportunity for you amateur girls to pay attention and take some notes on how to upgrade your professionalism. And if you're not a drag queen watching this, then this is your chance to see deeper into the drag world. It takes a lot of professionalism to hit the stage and look this good. With that being said, welcome to What's Your Professional Opinion? Hello and welcome to What's Your Professional Opinion? Per usual, I have my special co-host here, Mia Cole. Mia is a well-known professional queen here in Michigan, and her professional opinion has personally helped me grow as an entertainer and as a person. Mia, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, are you excited for episode 2?
I am excited, actually.
Yes. Today our special guest is the one and only Asio Aviance.
Hello.
Asio is an OG professional queen here in Michigan, and she's branched out her skills, and she's also a DJ.
Yes.
I've always looked up to Asio, and I'm super excited to hear her professional opinion on today's hot topics. Hey Asio, how are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Yes, I'm glad to have you. I'm excited. Welcome to part 2.
Congratulations on the first one. I'm thrilled to be part of the second.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so last time we interviewed Mia and we asked her some questions. You got to know her. This time, let's just jump into interviewing Asio.
Why not? Let's jump in.
Joy.
Yes. So Asio, how did you get your start in drag?
My start in drag really branched from me being a theater high school student. I went to J.W. Sexton. There was a good theater program there. Mary Jane Schoen, Love You Forever. And after that, it really just, there was this lack of that passion. There was no place for me to display that. And I went to the local gay bar in Lansing, Michigan at the time called Club Paradise.
Okay.
I walked in, and there on the stage was Delicious. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. And lo and behold, she, like any mother bird, was like, you're my baby.
Okay.
So that's where that started. And really, it just sort of fed that addiction, that loss that I had of self-expression, the larger side of that being on stage, the production aspect of it, the costuming of it, and it sort of really fit that niche for me.
It's like the perfect mix of all the things.
Yeah.
So what year was it? What year did you
Oh
start?
wow.
Let's go back.
Let's go back to the 1900s. It was like 98, 99.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Golden years.
Yeah, it was a great
Golden
time
years.
to actually be in a gay bar. Those things are...
I did not know what a gay bar was. 99. What was I doing? Oh my God, selling candy. Like,
I mean...
Hustling.
I was doing that too.
No. Like,
What kind
Real
of
I mean,
candy,
out the candy
okay.
books. I was...
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
I remember like the little candy order
Oh
form.
my God.
Yeah.
Then I was selling it, on it.
Okay. Coconut clusters.
Okay.
That's awesome. So what achievements have you made during your drag career?
During my drag career, I've been a part of the largest, or one of the largest, nonprofit fundraisers in Michigan. We raised over $100,000 for nonprofits right after COVID.
Amazing.
That was working with the illustrious Hamburger Marys of Grand Rapids. Other things, performing at Michigan State, performing with countless drag race girls, being involved in Michigan Drag Brunch, opening and closing several gay bars.
One of the first East Side.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Cast, yeah.
And just really being able to span a career in such a long amount of time, because it's becoming sort of rare for people to have that type of longevity now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is. But I think those are achievements that I hold dear. I just celebrated my 25th year of Gay Pride this year, which is for something for me that's amazing, you know.
Right.
And just surviving. That's
25 years in
the
this
real
lifestyle, being in this lifestyle, 25 years is amazing.
It
because
is.
honestly, we're not even expected to make it 10 years, let alone, you know, because we're supposed to be shunned and people are supposed to hate us and we're supposed to not have love and family and all that. So we're not expected to make it this long.
drugs
or drugs. Oh my God!
Or the whole array.
Misinformation, and you get out there and you think it's this, but it's not that, and it's this, and then you get lost and.
Like I said, that's my biggest achievement. It's just surviving.
Oh my God.
Just surviving.
Okay. Oh my God.
What about any like titles? I know you were a show director at Spiral.
Yeah, show director Spiral. Several residencies DJing. One of the first persons to start a different night at Rumors nightclub. I've DJed at the majority of all of the hot spots, at least in the smaller Michigan area.
Okay.
From Grand Rapids to Saginaw to Detroit, spilling over into Toledo, Ann Arbor, Bay City. I've pretty much been able to get all over the place, and I think that's
where we met in Saginaw. I think we met in
the
Saginaw.
mix.
Yeah,
that was a fun place.
I mean, I knew of
your
your reputation had preceded you, but
I was a baby at the time. But I do have a question for you.
For sure.
With you being a DJ and a entertainer, has that made you love drag more, or kind of like,
It is a bittersweet.
Because you're playing both sides.
It's a bittersweet romance.
Yeah.
Because I understand what the queens go through, the entertainers, their treatment. I also see how they look at the DJ. And then once I'm the DJ, I also understand the exact opposite. And we both do very important jobs.
Yes. And sometimes the DJ is forgotten about.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the DJ is forgotten about. But
Overlooked.
the DJ is a very, very important part of the show. The co-pilot.
I mean, there would be no words coming out of the drag queen's mouth without the DJ.
And baby, I mean, I can talk, but sing, ooh.
And when you got people like me and Nicole who don't turn their music in, things get a little bit.
I mean, if I consulted my phone, there's a long list of entertainers.
Okay. But I can I can assure you, I do turn my music in all the time. Yeah, I most definitely turn my music in all the time. I might turn in 2 extra songs because I don't know what
I can't wait for this show to be a call-in show.
I'm dead. Okay, so what's on your calendar for 2025?
On my calendar for 2025, I'm giving concepts of drag in 2025. Because I feel like every time I take a break in drag, or I feel like there's a change within my self-expression, I really have to sort of incubate and allow my drag persona to change with my expression. During COVID, we all had that great break. I've got my beard the longest it had ever been. You know, I took this whole time to like really look at what I wanted to do with drag, and I realized that everything had changed. And how could I go back to drag as the same character and not change as well? So I adopted an amazing accent. And I began to use that accent throughout all of my drag, and people really became enamored of the accent. They began to believe that I was actually from wherever they thought the accent was from. And that did something to me. That showed me that people are expecting our drag to morph and to evolve and to metamorphosize. And it's important to me. If I don't feel fresh and innovative in my expression, then it becomes a job.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes lackluster. It becomes drudging through. And I don't want that. So for me, 2025, I am looking at my drag and I'm asking, how is it possible for me to enjoy doing drag at this time?
Okay.
Which is a very big question, dealing with our political situations, dealing with our
I see
societal
that.
situations, dealing with human rights. Do I want to be a funny drag queen? Do I want to be a concept drag queen? Do I want to make a political statement every time I step out? Knowing that I'm risking my life,
Mm-hmm.
I'm risking my peace,
Yeah.
and not only just mine, but when we're able to do things like this, we're risking the peace and lives of the people that we love and care about.
Right.
So I really have, it's incubating. I know that my drag is going to change, not just the look, but the stylizing and the reasons that I do it. That's very important to me. Is it worth me doing it? Is it worth the risk that I'm taking on to do it? So that's one of the things, at least from my own personal aspects.
Okay.
But I'm still doing things like costuming and how am I being a facilitative role in the drag community, even though I'm not necessarily jumping or itching to step on stage.
Right.
You know, I'm still providing people costumes. I'm
Yeah.
still
A part
helping
of
to
the-
create and
Yeah.
to create
Yeah.
the dialogue
Love
of the
that.
scene.
I think you sparked the question though, like, why do you do drag? What's the reason you do drag? I like that.
That
What
is
do
a good
you- what are you doing
question.
drag for?
For
What's the
me,
reason?
it is an art form.
I mean,
It is
love
an
that.
art form. So it is self-expression for me.
yeah.
It can be something that's so therapeutic that I don't even realize is just therapy for me, but for others.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And no lie, there is a detach. It is an escape. Being able to step into this person's
Oh my God.
persona and this person's role that
Mhm.
other people have
Yeah.
attributed to them.
That's crazy. We were having a conversation earlier, and I was telling her, like, I'm on stage. I am, oh my God, give me the love. I love you. I want a
Yeah,
hug. I want this.
yeah.
But once that spotlight is off,
You have to collect
oh
yourself.
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I'd rather be in a dark room and, like,
Yeah.
I need to, like,
Zone out,
Oh,
Separate.
reclaim.
Yes.
It has to be
Yeah.
a separation.
Yes.
It's very important, and that's not for everybody. That's not everybody's version of what
No.
drag is for them.
No.
Obviously, this
Oh
question
my
is an
God.
open-ended question, but
Oh yeah.
it's very important for me to have that. You know,
Mhm.
I think that came early on in
God.
drag.
And a peace of mind is very important.
Absolutely. And they, y'all know they
Especially
try
this.
the peace of mind in the drag community. I love y'all, but you
Yeah.
know how you know how
Oh,
it
yes.
is. You know how it is.
So you were talking about like the different styles and like what you are, how you're incubating. How do you feel about glamour drag as opposed to like club kid drag?
I feel that you can't have one without the other. It's like the
That's
rubber
amazing.
band,
Yeah.
you know. On this side of the rubber band, you're gonna stretch it out to here, and it's gonna snap back. On that side of the rubber band, you're gonna stretch it up there, and it's gonna snap back. Ultimately, we have to realize that drag has a foundation. I think that when you have a strong foundation and you build or change after you have the strong foundation, you know how to contour your face, you know how to do this, you know how to gather a concept, a look, you know
What
how
works
to
for you
channel a song. Yeah, so once you have those hardcore foundations, you're allowed this ability to create and to experiment.
I think it's important to be versatile.
There's different aspects of the expression.
I also
expression.
do believe, like you're right. We need glamour. We also need club because some people just like, okay, you're pretty. What else can you do?
Yeah.
And then some people like, okay, you wow.
Well, it's also the
Well,
art
something
world, you know.
paint,
When you
yeah.
look at the art world, when you look at a painter or somebody who has great talent, we don't say, look at Andy Warhol, and then we don't say, look at Basquiat,
Yeah.
and look at the two and say, oh my God, one is better than the other. We say those are artists.
But also
Right.
remember, in both art forms, like it's very very amazing glamour,
Absolutely.
queen.
Absolutely.
But it is also bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bad
Absolutely.
glam queens, as well as amazing club kids. And I'm like, bitch, give me everything about it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Versus it is some really bad. And you're like, I mean, it's levels. It's levels. You grow as you get older, and you learn, you grow. But yeah.
Plus,
So,
it's about knowing where people are in their journey. You know,
again, what are you doing drag? Why are you doing drag? How is it? Like,
how much are you putting in? How
yeah,
much are you pouring
just
into your
dressing
drag?
up to dress up?
Yeah, is this a hobby?
What's
Is this a
key?
night out with your girl?
And that's how you find your niche.
Okay.
Because people are not finding a niche; they're just doing it to do it because they're looking for love.
Well,
and
let's
they
be
want
real.
that.
People love the spotlight.
Oh my god!
They love the spotlight.
Yeah.
They get a taste of it and they realize, oh my God, I can shed being abused. I can shed my daily life. I can shed bills. I can shed, being bullied. You know, I can shed
It's an escape.
being alone. Yeah, it is an escape, and it is therapeutic. But all
sometimes.
things have their balance.
Sometimes, because
all things have their balance.
yeah, because with the good it is the bad, and
Absolutely.
I honestly truly believe that if you are once again doing it for the wrong reasons, if
Mm-hmm.
you are doing it just to be in that spotlight, you are going to run into some problems.
Absolutely.
And I have run into those type of queens who I have had to, let them have it, or
Town hall meeting style.
Hello, coming to Jesus.
We've all been there.
Yeah,
We've all been there.
But it's like, come on, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I think it's very important to know also, if we start looking at where people got their first taste of drag, it says something about sometimes what they do with drag.
Correct.
True.
You know,
Correct.
It really does. You know, I'm a theater kid, so I'm attracted to the theater, the character, the production,
Saying
the
the
performance,
dramatics of it all.
the
Saying,
emoting.
yeah.
You know,
saying,
yeah.
Oh my God, please.
Some people are.
They like
came
the
across drag
clothes.
through TV. I came across drag through fashion. I came across drag through another artist.
Yeah, and you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell the
Yeah.
queens who come across drag through fashion because it shows.
Yeah,
It shows.
and in the way that they carry them,
And the
their
way
drag
that they carry themselves,
yeah.
and the way that they try to tear the girls apart. But it shows.
But I do appreciate a bitch who looks good.
Amen.
Mike,
Well,
God.
it's putting effort
Okay.
in.
Please,
It's
I want to
putting
buy your
effort
outfit
in.
off your body.
It's
If
putting
you
effort
think
in.
you,
I just
not
thought-
you.
I am living for the beret though. I am
Thank
living for the
you. I
beret.
just bought it at Rainbow.
I mean, and Houndstooth,
Okay.
classic.
Period. So we talked about some bad drag, some messy drag, some of that. Who are some of your favorite drag queens in Michigan? And
Michigan.
also you dabble in Ohio, so
Mhm.
if you can name an Ohio favorite as well.
In Michigan,
Are we talking about past, present, or future?
All time, your favorites.
oh, that's a
Her
big
favorite.
long list.
Then you can answer.
It's a big long list, past, present, and future. Diva cliche. How can I?
Well, it's not cliche.
it is. It is. It's not.
Is it cliche?
I thought it is.
It's
I thought it was cliche.
I don't know.
Currently.
But, yeah,
But
it's
either
the legendary
way.
diva.
The legend.
Originally from Detroit, now currently in Jackson, Florida.
I
or
believe
Florida, Jackson, whatever.
somewhere. Yeah, look,
Yeah.
I should have fact
Sorry for
checked.
butchering.
I should have fact checked.
Yeah, but yeah, she's in Florida,
Yeah,
no doubt. But she's born and raised Detroit. Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
Amazing talent in drag, amazing talent out of drag.
Seamstress.
Makeup,
Okay.
the display,
All
just
around.
all of it.
360.
Yeah.
360 most definitely.
There's a long list. Cash Monet, amazing entertainer, at the top notch of their game. Petty Divine, unsung hero of Grand Rapids, I like to call her. Giselle, in Ohio.
Oh, I love her.
Giselle
I just
DeVoe,
met her. I
such
love
a
her.
baddie,
Amazing.
such
Okay.
a talent,
Okay.
Amazing
such a baddie.
entertainer.
Anthony Solo Jackson,
definitely, yeah.
such an amazing entertainer. For me, it's funny because when we say drag, we reach for the queens, but there's a wide variety of
It is.
entertainers
It
that I
is.
feel that fall in the drag category that are still just sort of finding
over.
they're sort of finding where we see them as, even though they already have a place. They already have a spot.
So with that being said, I want to tell those type of entertainers, they're not going to be accepted and put on everybody's show. And I do have a problem when they want to say, well, I don't want to be this and I don't want to be that. And I'm like, listen, I wouldn't want to work at any place that don't want me there.
Amen.
First and foremost.
Okay.
So if they don't want you in that place, do not go to that place. Don't put up a fight. Because why would you want to work somewhere and be uncomfortable? What you do is create you a space and create for people who want that type of art.
Okay.
And when you create your space, and for those people who want that type of art, when that show sell out, you look at those people and say, yeah, kiss my ass, because it's worth seeing. These people wanted to see this, and you said they did not. Do not force your way through doors that people do not want you. And trust me, because it's not going to turn out good. It's not.
Sometimes for the rebelliousness of the statement.
I don't think so. It's not worth not having a peace of mind.
There were tons. Being the drag queen that I am, I mean, if you know anything about me or have followed my career, you know that I have morphed from glam to femme drag to club kid to alien to agglomeration of all these things, and I've always experienced push. You know, when I was the club kid, I couldn't be pretty enough. When I was pretty, I couldn't be club kid enough. Well, then they were like, well, we don't want you to come and dance. Do something else. Do a ballad. Oh, now that I can kill a ballad, you want me to go back to dancing, you know? So you are going to have to push regardless, especially
if you're an amazing chameleon.
If you're trying to fit in these niches, you're gonna have to push some limits. That's
why I stay in my box. I do alternative music. I love all
it's good knowing
types
your
of
strengths.
music. But I stay in my box because honestly, it's either you're going to book me or you're not.
Amen.
You're going to tip me or you're not. I don't feel the need to change who I am as an artist to satisfy you.
Amen.
Because I am up here, whether you believe it or not, up here to satisfy myself, and I'm going through something. So what I'm expressing is I'm literally not really paying attention. Oh, those dollars are amazing though. I smell them, I see them, I want them. Thank you. However, ladies, gentlemen, and those in between, if you ever feel like, why aren't you a dancer? Because I like a dancer. Or why aren't your makeup this type of way, honey?
It's like a nice restaurant.
It's not.
When you go to a nice restaurant and you sit down and you order your plate, you don't go back to the kitchen and you talk to the chef and say, "This is not made like I make it at home. This is." You wouldn't do that. You would say, you know, maybe I wasn't understanding what I ordered. Yeah. But you're not gonna go in the back and say, "Let me show you how I make it." Well, if that's the case, then get in drag.
And that
get in drag.
My God,
get in drag.
Oh my God.
Okay.
If there's room at the cross for everybody.
And yes, it is. Come on.
Yeah,
join.
absolutely.
However, do not sit and tell me what you feel like I should be doing,
right?
Or how I should paint, or what I should wear, especially if you are not on my level.
Okay. I feel that. I mean, you know, people are gonna have
and I'm
their
a humble
opinions.
queen. I'm a very humble queen because I long distance success, and I'm very humble and come from an amazing drag family.
Absolutely.
But I'm not one to be like, oh, bitch, I'm better than you, because we all doing the same thing. Honestly, I don't know how to sew. However, I could put two sheets or two blankets together, and bitch, it's going to be a look.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I know how I want to look. But I keep girls around. That sound kind of shady. But I am very close with girls who can do hair and who can do costumes and who can do, and we are different. Yeah, but we're different. But with that friendship, I'm able to go into spaces they're invited to, and they're able to come into spaces I'm invited to, because we invite each other.
Right.
And now, because, you know, this audience, it may not been a me or Cole type of audience, but because of who I am, and I come in and I bedazzle, they're like, oh, now, you know, like the dark art thing. I am not a dark art girl. When they loved me, didn't go back for a minute, and I just went back this last time, and I'm like, oh, bitch, we gotta have you back. We gotta have you back. And I didn't try to be like none of those.
Well, that's not what you are.
You know.
But you, And I think that's one of the things that I like to express about people, you know, even when it's not just shows that are like a dark arts show, you know, let's say it's a Christmas show or, you know, a holiday show. Well, any song that you pick, if you know how to portray it right, you can make it fit that mold because you are portraying the picture. You are bringing the life into it.
You just put me on something because honestly, I am one of those kids. I hate themes. Don't theme me.
Yeah.
Do not theme me because now I'm stuck in a box and I'm like, oh my god. And people love to want me to be a part of shows of shit that I do not do. I'm not a Christmas girl. But
Me either.
everyone do a Christmas show and I'm like, oh.
But there's ways around it, you know? California Dreamin'. She's talking about winter, wanting to be someplace that's warm.
Oh
you
my
know?
god, I'd be the first bitch in the group chat. All I want for Christmas, please.
I tell them, I like Frozen, Madonna,
Okay.
like too, you know? There's artistic ways, and I think that that's where people are relaxed.
Yeah.
People aren't, they're fatigued at that. They have not accepted that you can get a box, and the box may say theme, but turn the box into triangle shape. You know, the box
Right.
doesn't have to be the same square
Everybody's
every
ears
time.
don't get to going though.
I know.
Everybody, when it comes
Step
to
into
a
your
theme,
drag. Step into your drag.
which is kind of stupid for me because when it comes to a theme show, my gears don't get to going. When it comes to a pageant, oh bitch.
And that's a theme. That's a
Right.
theme production.
And I know, and I get to going.
It's a theme
and I'm ready.
competition.
I'm
Okay.
ready. Get me out. But when it comes to a theme show, I'm like, why? I don't know.
I feel that. Okay, so let's switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Talk about something. We don't have to get too deep into it, talk about it too long, but I just wanted to know, a lot of times lately, I've noticed like drag shows have been dying out and less people are going to support. Do you have any like advice or ideas of how to make drag shows have more people in attendance?
Stop getting ready on live.
Ooh.
They
You know
see
what?
it from home.
And that
Yeah.
ties into
Yeah,
what I was. The
it's
first
no
thing I was gonna say is
mystery.
it's so accessible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so accessible.
It is, very.
And I think that that's one of the things. Yes, we want to promote local drag. Yes,
Yeah.
we want to encourage local drag.
Yeah.
But there is something to be said about oversaturation, and not just oversaturation, but lack of quality. You know, a lot of people are bent on only booking their friends
Yeah.
or a specific group of entertainers for each show and then taking that show around. And that's not a bad business model or a bad plan.
Especially if they're loyal.
Yeah,
and they follow the rules.
Absolutely.
And they, you know.
But there becomes a time that it can get monotonous. And yeah, you might have the same 3 girls and 1 extra guest, but you should try it where it's 2 same girls and 3 extra guests.
Right.
Because it allows a variety. You know, it does allow a variety.
Guarantees a different show
absolutely.
every time you go.
And I think that some people are afraid of embracing the fact that I don't have to book my friends every show, or embracing the fact that, you know what, this person might only be in the game 5 years, but they're fucking talented.
Right.
You know, and I think that we just really need to open up those avenues. Also, for so long, we fought to make sure that we could do drag any place. Now we have neglected the gay spaces, and you are doing drag in every other space but the gay spaces.
Yes, McDonald's parking
So
lot.
if I can go to the straight bar up the street or the all-inclusive bar up the street that's having their pride show with my friends, what's going to draw me to go back to the gay space that's doing drag every week?
Well,
You know, and I think that because of our political climate, this will change. I hope we can flash back and look at this later on, but this will change because we're going to
We need
realize
the spaces.
our spaces are limited.
very.
Our spaces are limited and they're disappearing.
I
They are
grew
a
up,
rarity.
It was like 14 bars in Detroit when I came out the first time. when I came out the first time.
In the late 1900s.
Oh my God! I was 16 when I first stepped into a gay bar. 15 when I first stepped into a gay bar, and minding my own business. I didn't even know it was a gay bar. And this beautiful trans woman, who I thought at the time was such a beautiful Barbie doll. I thought, oh my God, she's such a beautiful Barbie doll. And I followed behind that woman. Oh God. Anyway, took me to my first bar, and I got to see what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
And it is nothing like, I love a good gay bar.
I do too.
A good old, I went to Indiana, and they could smoke in the bar and all of that still. But it was something about that Indiana. Because I feel like, and if you're from Indiana, no offense, but I feel like Indiana is like 2 years, 3 years behind.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the times.
Yeah.
And it made me feel like I was at home.
Blast from the past.
I walked in there, I was like, oh my God, bitch. Where's the shows? Take me. I felt good. I honestly felt good. I love a gay bar. I love performing any and everywhere, but my favorite place to perform is a gay bar. Not no club.
Now, hey.
I know club. I don't mind a club, but
I do
bitch,
too.
give me a gay bar.
Yeah.
I'm talking about sit your ass down, get your drink. We are about to start.
It's about
Okay.
yeah.
There might be
It's
some guys
nothing.
making out in that corner.
Or ladies,
But
or
I
in
did
between.
want to touch
whatever.
on the not booking your friends thing. So I had a traveling show with me and my girls, and you were one of them. And I didn't feel the need to change. We would do a special guest every now and then. I didn't feel the need to change because, for one, all three of us were different, totally different, but we all do different types of music.
Absolutely.
And people came back and will ask about where this person is and where this person is. So if my girls show up on time and they're working for what I asked them to work for, and I'm doing what they need me to do, and we're working together, the train is going to keep on moving. I will bring a new person on every now and then. I don't mind. I don't care if you were doing drag 15 minutes. If you are put together and polished and you can beat it on time and do the rules and have your music turned in, you're booked. You're booked. It's not the years for me. It's how you conduct yourself.
How professional you are.
Yes. How you look. Because honestly, I'm not going to pay for something that I don't think should be paid for.
So, to add on to that as well, as like booking your friends, as somebody who has booked shows before, like I like to book my friends and stuff, but you know, I also really like to produce quality shows. So, like, I just got a gig that I will announce later in this live. It's already been posted or whatever, but like it's a professional show, and I booked professional girls, and you know, like I have amateur friends who like would have liked to have been in it, and like I feel bad that like I can't just like book them, but you know, it's like you said, to bring in people and keep people, you have to have quality drag shows.
Yeah, you know, and it's
the bar has to be up here. You can't no more shit shows. Like
You can't say you're selling sandwiches but only give them away for free.
well, I
are you
also
making a
feel,
profit?
you know, when we say things like that, it's not meant to demean
No.
people's drag.
No.
Right.
I want to make sure that we're clarifying that.
No.
It's not to demean someone's
Because
drag.
you could be doing drag for 26 years and still not be professional. So it's not that. I know some people who've been doing drag way longer than me, and I have to tell them, hey, can we pull it together? Or hey, you don't want to put no pantyhose on? Or hey, I see your little bump and your little tight. And
Is she gonna make it to the stage?
oh my!
okay.
Most important.
I'm just
said,
being real.
Oh, she tumbled for the
Hey,
sixth time. Yeah.
You know, and some people, it's about the smallest of professionalism things. You know, yeah, she's a great time. We have a great time, but by the third number, she can't stand.
Oh my God.
Yes, she's
over
a great time, but by the third number, she's fighting someone. Yes, it's a great time, but people's drag comes up missing.
Yeah.
You know, there are things that are a part of the reasons that people won't book you.
If you're a great time and
Yeah.
I like you, I'll see you outside the club, bitch. I'm good. You're not gonna mess up my money.
I feel you on that.
You're not gonna mess up my money. And if you're my friend, because I do it for a living. I do this for a living. So, and because there's people who say, "Oh no, this is fun for me. I do it for fun." Da, 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 da. And then there's people who does do it for a living. As for me, I do it for a living. So when I step into that bar, I'm 100% serious. You're not going to see me on stage falling over drunk, unless it's my birthday. But I still might not be
Because
falling over
that was
drunk.
a situation.
But you're not going to see me getting into it and getting up out of drag and doing. You're not going to see me.
Right.
I don't do shit like that. This is my job. Every time I'm on and I'm in makeup, I feel like I'm being interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
You never know who's in that audience.
Mhm.
I have gotten amazing gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Someone literally I used to work at a legendary club in Detroit called the Woodward, and someone seen me at the Woodward, and they would come back, and me and my sister Chantrell Blue, and they said, you know what, your community you're in are not doing what they need to do. We want to honor you. And they honored me. They gave me an award and everything. Brought me to this hotel. It was beautiful. I performed, and girl, then I found out it was church people, and it kind of scared me. But I was like, yeah, it really touched my heart though.
Well, it doesn't matter where you get your, I don't want to say it doesn't matter where
I mean,
you
no,
get your
no,
praise.
no,
You
I
can
get
get your
what you're saying,
praise
yeah.
from.
But it was crazy
Yeah.
that and that they saw that. That's why I'm like, you never know who's in the audience. But those people felt the need to come back every time because we did a song or we looked a certain way that caught their eyes, and they're like, listen. They are supporting y'all, but we don't think they're honoring you enough. So we want to honor you in our way. And that made me feel good because I was recognized outside of my community. Mm-hmm. So this, for me, it goes a long
I do want to say that I think that one of the things that tying into that we have to really sort of say now is becoming more important to worry about what we look like in drag, because it is something that people are using against us.
My God, yes.
Yep.
It is so important to sort of have that critical eye and to ask yourself, is this enough for me? Is this too much for me? Am I able to deal with the repercussions that
But
me
it's
as
okay
this drag?
to walk on the red carpet butt naked on the Grammys public TV. You think that's okay?
Let's talk about that. Can we talk about that for a second?
I mean, you think that's okay?
Because I will say this. Why are we shaming her? Why are we mad at her?
I'm not mad.
I'm not
asking a
upset at
question.
her.
Do you think it's okay? Because now I feel like it's
It's
a
her
double
body.
standard.
It's her
I
body.
get that.
And it's not that she's
as
got
for
an
me
ugly body.
being who I am,
She's
no.
got a beautiful
But as
body.
for me, I'm saying that to say, but as for me being who I am, why do I have to be cautious of what I wear? It's my body and it's art. And if you are offended and you turn the page or you go inside your fucking house, the way someone lived their life should not affect you any kind of way. That's weird behavior.
Yeah, I'm not really. When I saw, okay, let's be honest. Like, we can, in my brain, I do it sort of like frame by frame.
Yeah.
I see them walk out. She's got the coat on.
Lovely.
I was like,
Oh, lovely.
statement, okay?
Yeah.
They're all black. They're very chic. They stand next to each other. She opens the coat a little bit. Hot. You had me right here. She looks over, the back, the look over the shoulder sort of view. You want to show like down to here? Okay, you drop the coat. Okay, but what is the point? I have to ask myself that.
Fireworks.
What is the point?
To go, what did you just
it's
say?
not
Everybody want that viral moment.
But this person isn't just a rando.
She's not a
She's
rando.
a established architect.
Before she even got with him, she was
You were already doing things.
Yeah.
You're
She's an
already
amazing
doing
artist,
things.
yeah.
So I would really like to have an interview with her. I would
Yeah.
love for someone to sit down and ask her, are you a nudist? What is your statement? Why are you doing
I'm
this?
gonna
What
let
is
you know
your...
she's a very smart woman.
I
and
agree.
because people were saying, oh, I think she's
brain-
going to-
she's brain warped
No,
and-
she's a very smart.
No.
Now
One
people know
thing
who she
West
is.
do,
Yeah.
one thing Mr. West do is F smart women.
He likes go-getters. He does like go-getters.
He F smart women.
I will say that. He loves go-getters.
So it's nothing. It was.
I think it's a taste level.
Yes.
People are offended by the nudity aspect of it, but
well,
let's
not
be real.
national TV though.
Let's be real. Why? Why are we so? When you get undressed and you're standing in your bathroom, are you throwing the same jeers and hoots and hollers? Are you upset when you see those porn stars putting their pictures up, when you see those people on Twitter, when you see those people out there on X and all of these places putting up their...
The ones who shame are the ones who are like, because they don't want people to find out what they like. So they feel like if they, oh my God, it's a shame, ain't nobody gonna find out my teeth.
I'm just not... I have no shame for her.
Yeah,
I have no shame for her. It's her body.
Oh, I don't care
if she wants to show it. I'm just sort of
I brought her up to make a point.
Why?
Like, if people think that's okay to be naked, and kids are around and watching it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why should we? Because you're a drag queen, and you know it takes 29 layers to make you look naked.
And that's not even the antiperspirants and the, you know.
So if I'm sorry, to want to do anything in the heat of that moment ain't happening.
I'll say this: I want to know
And
where
God
she
bless
got
you.
that mesh dress. Like, if it was
She probably
Shein
made
They
or
made it for her.
it was.
Oh, she probably.
It didn't even look like it was there. I've never seen that.
I'm
mesh.
going to say I think she's a beautiful woman.
She
I didn't
is
too much
beautiful.
care about the look or the dress. Who cares? She's naked all the time. It
That
was
part.
not mind blowing.
There's no shock aspect.
It was
of
no
it
shock.
anymore.
So I'm like, okay, I didn't.
Maybe
care. I
maybe
really
her
care.
goal is to desensitize people to nudity.
He looks stupid.
Given.
Okay, so let's switch it up a little bit. One more question in the interview section. Asio, I want to know, what are some of your pet peeves in drag?
Oh, pet peeves in drag.
Oh, wait a minute. Are we asking about her, just herself, or about other queens?
Anything in drag. What are your pet peeves? What are the things about the drag world
that I could just live without, huh?
that irk your nerves?
Irk your jerk.
I think one of my pet peeves is the mean girl stuff.
Ooh.
You know, don't get me wrong. I think it's fun when you have a relationship with someone.
And you can
Mia
banter.
and I have had moments where people are like,
She's a mean
"Y'all-"
girl.
Yeah, but it's with her friends. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. You know,
Yeah.
if you have that relationship with someone that you can joke about and be
Insult
crass
them
and stuff,
and
yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you're a
then
drag mom,
that's
buddy.
something that's you know, that's
Your-
something that's
Your drag mom is such
unique.
a good girl. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like
Such a
that
nasty woman.
spills over into people feeling they can do that with everybody.
I think people feel like that's the way to get popular. Being
And
a
it's
mean girl.
it's
Because
popular,
somebody
but
was
it's not a
mean to
great
them.
it's not a great popular.
It's not popular because you mean to me.
It's not a great popular.
Okay.
I don't think that's.
Um,
I don't think it's pretty. I never could click with like that mean girl mentality. I always have been the one who checked the mean girls. No shade, because we're gonna cross paths. And sometimes I wait and wish because I'm like I want that bitch to come my way because I want to let her know it's not that. Because some people they're not scared. Some people don't put them in their place because they're like I just don't want the problems. It's not worth it. And then some people are like I think I'll be too mean to hurt their feelings. And then some people want to hurt their
She's like,
feelings.
maybe I'll take you there.
Yeah, want to hurt their feelings.
Please give
Because-
me a reason.
There's no need to be like this. There's no need to. Whoever hurt you or whatever you're going through, bitch, smoke some weed or do something, but don't bring it into this space where we're already going through something and you want to now target everybody else. I think that is stupid.
Also, I think the stigma of drag. I've been in drag for a
Where
while.
lipstick make you mean?
Well, you know, just because you dress up that way, you must be a lady, or you're less of a guy because you do
No,
drag, or
it's rude people. Everything.
You gotta be a bottom because you look like a girl.
No.
You know, there's all of these.
Not you gotta be a bottom.
There's such a stigma
from
that
top,
comes
baby.
with that drag and what people
But
attached
that
to it, I
comes
think.
from just
ignorance.
just adulting period masculinity. Like if you're either this, if you're not this masculine, you're gay, you're a sissy, you're this, you're that, you're less than. So
Also, the pet peeve of I put in this much, and sometimes I only get this much out. You know, drag is a bittersweet sacrifice of passion and love.
she
Okay.
is a bitch that will
So
rob
sometimes,
you.
yeah, sometimes I feel like that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Just that like we put so much in, and sometimes you will never ever reap that.
No.
Even when you get to the point where you're on RuPaul, you're still putting in. The
You're
put
buying
in
your
just
next
gets
drag.
bigger. Yeah,
we have
the
pieces
put in
that are
is bigger.
worth that we put thousands of dollars in, but that
Yes.
are worth $0.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
if you're not selling it to another artist,
You'll never get what you put
and then
in.
nobody's
If it
going to pay
fits
you
your
what
body.
you put
Yeah.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I have literally been in the dressing room and I see an outfit, I'm like,
Let me buy that off
and
you.
they're like, it's $100, and I'm like, I'm like, oh, well, I just don't think it's worth $100, so I'll pass. But it is some outfits that I do think of it. Bitch, if I see 7 holes and you're talking about $100,
Girl. And it started out
I
at
don't
$100.
skip. Yeah, I don't skip. I don't skip on no girl coin now. Bitch.
Okay.
I don't mind paying.
I mean, let's
I
talk
don't
about
mind
that
paying.
because the drag buyers beware and the
Oh my
selling
goodness.
of the drag. Like I won't say the person's name, but you're out there. I see you.
Oh my God! What
I
city
saw
they
the
live?
gown
What state
came-
they live in?
Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I saw the gown come up. It was on the bid. It was like $1,000. I've only worn this gown 2 times. I
Your
got it
business.
second hand. It's been altered
Pause.
to fix me.
Pause,
I wore
pause.
it. I wore it at 2 pageants, and I didn't win one, but I won the other one.
Oh my
I
god.
still won $1,000-something, and then they went and did another pageant. Okay, they
Third.
went and did a third time a national pageant, and wore the same gown.
And it was a second-hand gown. She said it was a second. So she bought it off somebody.
Yeah, and you still want like $1,000.
Oh
for
my
it.
God! You have lost your mind. You have, lady.
I laugh at that site.
I was
Lady.
just like, I can't.
You
That-
have lost your
that
mind.
makes no sense to me.
You have lost your
At this
mind.
point, it's worth $1,000 to you.
to you.
Yo.
To you.
Because you don't
baby.
wore the stones off that bitch, and
Child.
bitch, they look.
And the queens they don't try to include the extra stones in the
Okay.
packet. You
Was
know.
it- oh yeah, the zipper's
And
broken.
then these stones you can't even find.
I'll
nowhere, but they done
deduct
discontinued.
$2 for
Okay.
the broken zipper. You
Oh,
can
I be
still
looking.
squeeze into it.
While
you
you
know.
performing, I'm looking at a hole. Because I'm deducting 10. That was
$50 more
it's
to
all-
come
yeah.
with the wig. The
Okay.
wig's all crazy.
It looked like you just pulled it out of a rat nest.
Oh,
you
baby.
know. There's
Let's
just
talk about my.
it's just a thing, There's so many things that we could talk about.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's about how our community appreciates it the way we versus the way we appreciate it.
Right.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Absolutely. Well, you said we could talk about some things, so let's talk about something.
Come on, let's get into
We're
it. I like hot
gonna
topics.
we're gonna skip ahead and go to our next segment. I'm really excited. Let's do it. Go ahead, play it. Hot takes.
Ooh.
Yes. All right. So this is where I ask you your professional opinion on. What is your professional opinion on small pageant prizes? $100 and a crown.
Was there an entry fee?
Yes.
Probably about $100.
I paid $100 for an entry fee plus a $5 dresser fee. Won the pageant and got $100.
So basically, you got a get out of jail.
You got
free
your
card.
money back.
No, I did not.
Oh, because you
No,
didn't
but you didn't get the
$5.
$5.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
My God.
I will say
you
this.
Sponsored the pageant.
Times have changed.
I got to perform in the show for
Times
$5.
have changed. If you are only offering $100 for said title, maybe it's a bar title, you have to look at the full aspect of the prize package. Are you getting bookings? What are the price of those bookings? Are they paying for your gas? Do they pay for your hotel when you come to town? Are they at least providing you some food? Do you get free drinks? These are things that come with the winnings that might make that winning worth it. You have to ask yourself,
Yeah. You also
what
can't
makes
play.
this worth it for me? If I'm not a lover of this place, if this is a bar title, if I'm not a lover of this place, if this is a pageant title, if I'm not passionate about your cause or the things that you do for the community, quote unquote, I'm not gonna invest.
Yeah.
Why would I
feel that.
invest to win nothing or less than nothing back? unless I'm passionate about this, unless this is something that I feel that I can be a part of to change.
And that's why I did the pageant that I did.
It also falls with you too, because I feel like your reign is what you make it. I have done pageants, not no $100 payout. I have done pageants to where it was like 150 or 200, but my reign was so phenomenal that the show director would throw me something extra or be like, well, I want you here this weekend, so I'm going to give you this because we know this. And when I had stepped down, and it's my regular booking fee, the girls and the gentlemen have made sacrifices to where they cut themselves out of the deal or whatever just to have me back because that reign I was so phenomenal. That's why I love a bar title. National titles, okay, whatever. But I like a title that I can get something out of. When you do a bar title, for me, you gain new family. It is something about that year that is very special. You make it what you make it. You have bonds with people you never even knew you had bonds. That show director becomes your mother for that year, give or take, and it's like, y'all learn about each other. And sometimes if it's a cast there, you learn little tricks and you become
experience points.
Oh my God, you polish yourself up.
Yeah.
And at the end, you're like, damn, bitch, I remember I used to paint this way, but now that I done sit next to these bitches for a whole year, I paint this way.
Yeah, it's about, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it?
Is it
worth it? And ultimately that's going to change for each person according to where their heart lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Okay, so how do you feel, what's your professional opinion on non-drag entertainers judging pageants?
Ooh.
People, and like, not just entertainers, but like, if you have some sort of tie into the drag world, it's okay. But
I look at it this way. Okay, so one of the people who I could mention, Jim Chocolate, a person who's been around drag for so much and has been involved with drag for such a long time.
With a drag queen.
Yeah, dated a drag queen for a long period of time. And was sort of like a manager or assistant to that person. That, I feel, is an excusable role, I feel like those roles should always be facilitated by the community.
The experience.
The performers, other well-known people who are non-biased.
Yes.
So those, I feel like those should be the first tier.
Yeah.
Second tier, okay, let's say she's a show director at a burlesque theater, or let's say she's a theater major or a theater director. Those people have roles. Let's say she's a costumer. They have roles on those panels for a reason. Mm-hmm. They can have those roles for a reason. But you just pulling out your mama or your best friend or your auntie or some random person that was at the bar that was like, I love drag.
Yeah,
that's inappropriate.
I agree. I think
agree.
If you are a person that does not do drag, but you are someone who's a professional makeup artist,
right, or a trade or a skill,
yeah, you know what to do.
Yeah,
you're a seamstress. You know what to do. You know what to look for.
Yes.
Because sometimes pretty is not the T. Oh, she was beautiful, but did the gown fit?
Right. You might not know that. You might not know that. Was the gown the right length?
Correct.
Did her shoes match?
Did that storyline make sense?
Yeah.
Did she know all her words? Sometimes people get caught on the beauty.
Yeah.
Or that's my sister, so I want to nudge her.
Yeah.
Don't nudge for your sister, bitch, because that nudge, that 2 points that you pushed
makes
her,
a difference.
I lost. And now we're into it because you wanted to push her 2 points over because you felt like she needed that.
Right.
No, she needed that reality check and you said, sister, you was not ready.
Right.
Okay.
That's that girlfriend panel bull crap.
I will make a note too, like, I think like with some pride boards, like with Battle Creek Pride, they always like to throw in like one of the judges be somebody off the board.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important too because with pride titles, you're representing that board. Mm-hmm. So like to have somebody that's on the board be like, okay, I really liked how this person did it. I do think they need to be educated on it.
Yeah,
though.
they should.
Yeah,
there should be
educated.
There's definitely should always be a discussion with your judges panel as to tell them this is what's being expected of you. These are the things that we're looking for.
In drag. If you're not interested in drag, why are you sitting on a judges panel? I do not like someone that is not interested. If you're going to listen, judges. judges.
And hopeful judges.
Oh my God! When you're sitting at that table, I don't judge because of what I'm about to say. I can't sit there and pay attention for that long. I need to smoke. I need to fidget. I need to do a lot of things. I am not going to sit on a panel and waste somebody's time who paid to do this and be disrespectful. I think it's disrespectful to just not be interested at all. You want to be in a seat so bad, but you're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And not only that, you don't have anything. There's a very important balance when you're creatively or constructively criticizing someone.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be a checks and balances. You need to know pros
not what
and
you
cons.
like is the correct thing.
You need to be judging what is being presented, not what you hoped to see, not what you would like to see.
I didn't think that gown should have been black. 3 points minus. Excuse me.
If that's the case, then why'd you come up here?
Right.
Yeah, it just makes no sense. So there definitely has to be.
But it's
some
also
kind of standard.
It also goes to the things to where people are not taught because you have babies raising babies. It's like you a year in drag, and now this person who's
now you
6
running
months
the show.
Now you got a house,
so they don't know the proper thing. And that's when it comes to the thing. They be like, "Oh, you're gatekeeping." Sometimes gatekeeping is good because y'all want to take it and phase it out.
Play with it.
Yeah, phase it out. I don't mind the queens who don't wear body and who don't wear titties and all that. But what I do mind is you get offended that I don't book you. Because I want to see body and titties, and I feel like that's what I want. I don't feel like that's what I know I want my show to be about.
Okay.
I want the full fantasy. So I'm not going to pay you if you're not giving me the full fantasy. So if you're upset,
I mean,
don't be afraid to ask why.
yeah, please don't be afraid to ask why. And I would tell you, but I also tell people too, you give that bitch what she want, you fake it. Because once you get in there and you buddy, you just ease your persona right on past them. You do you doing 3 numbers, you do 2 numbers like they want you to do, and then you ease their persona right on
It's
past.
important to know
have a good time.
who your persona is.
Yes.
People don't.
Yes, but
they don't put work in
if
for
I'm
that.
telling you, hey baby, or if you know my shows is just feathers and diamonds and this and that, and you're asking me for a booking, and you know you don't wear none of this, you don't wear jewelry, you don't wear hair, you don't do nothing, and you're coming to me for a booking, and I tell you no, why would you be offended?
Well, honey, you're gonna be a real special guest in the show. You know,
very. And then it comes to the thing to where you might stand. Oh, you're gonna stand out, and then the people. Because I could be wrong, the people might love it. But then the people might be like, okay, baby, we are here for this. And you're coming out here, and now you're not making the money. And so now you feel like it was a setup. And the girls have set you up. And this, and that. Because everybody coming out here with fits full of cash. But hey, babe, it's glitters and feathers.
Okay.
And you jockstrap.
hey, look, I might tip. I might tip. I might tip. I just think that it's, there is something to be said for being an entertainer.
Yeah.
Being a showgirl or a showman.
Oh my God.
You have to know that you carry a certain weight to tango with certain people. Mm-hmm. If you come to the show and you're only given 35% and you feel that 35% is 100%, and the other girls or entertainers in the show are like, yo, you should have had some coffee because we about to put this work in. It's not for me to hold your hand.
Correct.
It's not for me to critique your display of your artwork. It is for me to say, if you ask me my opinion, it is for me to say there's some things that you can do to elevate yourself. But everybody doesn't want to hear that.
Sometimes I offer it.
Everybody doesn't want to hear that.
Sometimes I offer it out. If I feel like I see something wrong with your costume or I see something wrong, if I don't have a solution, I'll keep my mouth shut. But if I have a solution, like, oh my God,
to better,
I have a necklace
to better.
for you. Would you
or would you like to wear this? Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
But if it ain't my business, it ain't my business. Like, I don't care. If I can help you, elevate yourself and you want that, and I can say, hey, boo, I got this, you want to borrow that or whatever, let's do it. But if you look at me and say, I'm perfectly fine, this is what I do,
then shame on me for trying to correct. Like, this is your artwork. I'm not going to try to pick your picture.
I'm never offended about the art that people want to present. However, I am offended when you get mad that I don't want to pay.
Well, that's the thing.
for it.
You can make whatever art you want, but to be exhibited in your museum, you have a standard, an adjudicated process to be on display there, and that's fair.
An entertainer, and real quick, and I'm not gonna say their name, but an entertainer was upset at a group that I work for because they don't get booked, and I'm like, listen, you can't look at, and I'm taking me out. You can't look at those girls and think that you belong with those girls. No offense. And I'm talking about as far as your professionalism, the way you carry yourself. Also, you say the words like 7 seconds after they come out,
There's things that you need to, a strong foundation. People need to, if you want to be accountable and you want to be out here, I think that having a strong foundation is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Yes, you want to be a drag star, great. Yes, you want to make music, great. Yes, you want to have a show, great. You want to do all of these things, that's great. But if you have a strong foundation, it will make doing those things that much more advantageous and easy for you.
People give up.
Some people stop at that.
Because they do. Because they feel like they've already hit the scene.
Yeah.
Before I was only doing drag for 4 weeks, and now I'm a show director.
And that's the thing too.
Okay.
When you get called out for situations, people be like, "Oh, I'm doing it for fun." When I'm asking you to be professional, I'm just doing it for fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Well, that's why you're not in a professional show.
Have fun with it.
Okay, so let's switch it up a little bit. What is your professional opinion on former title holders wearing their crown after their hand down?
I mean, at this rate, I don't care. I'll tell you about me. I don't like bringing my crown out. It is very rare that you will see me in my crown after I have obtained it. Why? Because they always get broken.
They do.
And I don't have it in me to find a new stone or to send it to some crown designer who ain't even gonna read no damn emails or give a shit about my crown getting back to me.
Right.
So for me, it's not really important. For them, maybe it is important. You earned it.
After the title?
You want to wear it? You earned it.
After the title?
You earned it. You want to wear it?
After the title?
Do you think?
I would say go on.
I don't know.
It depends on where you're wearing it. Why you're wearing it.
If it's a former walk and you just so happen to have your crown, amazing.
Absolutely.
If you are at an event and another pageant is going on and you had this crown and you have handed down and it's been a year or 6 months,
and another woman has the crown,
get the fuck out of here. You should not be wearing that crown. But that's because mothers, people don't know. There is an etiquette. People do not know. And also, these girls, they try so many times, and when you first get that first golden nugget, I get it. You want everyone to know you worked so hard and you got this hat. However, once your year and your reign is over,
I just be like, honey.
Actually, 6 months into your reign, nobody cares.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
The next day.
I don't know.
Once you say your thank you, be like.
I personally, I love to wear my crown,
But you're reigning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so after you hand down, you should.
I do not wear no crown. I love winning them. I love having them on display.
Okay.
But as far as traveling
now,
with them,
if you want to wear your crown for all that time, get you an emeritus. Do something for the community. Be crowned an emeritus. Forever reigning.
No, she shouldn't be wearing it either.
Some of these emeritus need to be restricted. They need to be reclaimed. I'm just going to say it. Because literally, emeritus should come before. Yes. It doesn't happen that you have a title for 5 years and now all of a sudden you found an emeritus. Because emeritus is what was the inspiration behind this venture. That is what that means. So technically, if you come along 5 later and you be like, yeah, girl, we're going to give you this emeritus crown. Well, what the hell were you doing the 5 years before? Yeah. What about the people who were what about the people who had won that title? How come none of those people were considered for emeritus? It's really, I think that we want to include so many people and include everybody in every which way. That's great, but we really need to take a look at why we are including these people and why
participation trophies. I feel that I
Be
was
a-
an
be a
I
Miss
am an
Congeniality or
emeritus too.
something.
I'm an emeritus, but it was the first person.
Yeah, that's the way it. I mean,
was
that's
I
typically the way
honored?
I've known it
I
to be.
was completely honored. However, I I don't want to say because I don't. It was not just given to me out the blue. I literally came and that with those people and we worked and
Build something.
I helped build. I was a little fragment, but I helped build. Because my friend was doing something and she believed in something, and I'm like, okay, bitch, I'll help you when I can. And then she called me like, hey, we want to do this and we want you to represent it. And I'm like, okay, that's amazing. I guess I would. And now I see that it's where it's at, and I kind of feel away, but I'm trying to like, because when you help start off a legacy, you want that to continue.
in the name
And that's
of
why
that,
I guess
at
that's why I
that
feel
rate.
away.
Yeah,
That's why I feel away
agree.
because
yeah.
I'm amazing. I think I'm amazing, and I think when I represent something, I represent it to my best of my ability.
Mhm.
And I know the person that I crowned did the same thing.
Mhm.
And I want that to continue to go on, but
Well,
it's
she might be
in different
competing for it this
hands.
year. You don't know.
But it gets in different hands of different people, not the title holders,
Mhm.
but different commanders and chiefs, and they run it a different way, and this and that, and it becomes something that was so amazing to something that nobody wants to even touch.
Right.
And I hate that.
And let me just say, I think that people who are producing pageants need to know the history of the pageant.
Yeah.
There's
If you are
former title holders, they need to be included.
if you are somebody
their
that's
opinion.
coming on, if you are joining that team,
Mhm.
if this is something that you are creating, and if you want to have a newborn pageant or whatever, and this is something you want to do, you have to know what you want it to stand, what you want your title holder to stand for, what you want them to represent, what type of brand, what your title is for. Why do you have this title? Because you
What
will
was
be
your
a
inspiration
pretty
to-
princess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so many
But
things.
there's pageants where it's like, this is our title. We're gonna work you. We want you to wear the crown. We want you to represent us. This is what we're gonna do for you. And then there's titles that, we don't have anything going on this night. How about whoever votes for you, whoever gets the most votes, you win this crown. And it's like,
This is weird out. That took me. I think
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
being
like,
a bitch who used to love to compete, because I am not one who I don't think I have the fight in me to jump in a pageant every month or every weekend like I used to do. But being a bitch that used to love to compete, I will feed off of bitches emotions. Like I will be super nice to where they get so nervous,
Mhm.
to where they fumble
Mhm.
and they drop the ball, bitch. And it was just that it was a cake. I shouldn't be saying this. On
like,
Yes, keep on talking. Tell
But
everybody.
it was
about
such a cakewalk because people are so used to. I don't know what it is about me. People think
Psychological
I'm
game.
such a nasty person, and until I start speaking to them, they like, "Oh, girl, I thought you were da 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 da." So when I'm like, "Hey, you need hairpins, or you need me to zip you up, or whatever," and they're like, "Girl,
But I need a
what
pen.
what you know? I don't know. Why you being so nice?" And I'm
Okay.
like, I'm just honestly a nice person. I fucking literally dressed a contestant that was competing with me. I helped her
Oh, yeah.
get dressed.
It's
Still
about
won the
us.
pageant because the bitch was drunk. But yeah.
Well,
It's
Oh,
it's about us. We're doing this.
Mhm.
One of us will win, but
And
we're
I
doing
am
this.
very comfortable with
Yeah.
myself, and I know you might walk me down in evening gown. You might have a better garment than me for presentation, but once that talent and that spotlight come on,
she got the talent.
oh my God, those boxing gloves are on. The
Okay.
boxing gloves are, which that's when I know I have to. I try to be my best in evening gown and what presentation I slay. But that talent, oh my God, watch out. Watch out.
Oh yeah. Okay, so my last question, my last hot take for this segment is: what is your professional opinion on entertainers getting paid less than $50 for a show, but being expected to bring really expensive drag?
Ooh, level of entertainment we're talking about, actually.
I have the show coming up. I really want you to do it and slay it. Bring your feathers and your best drag, and I can pay you $50.
Blocked. Blocked.
Well, I will say this.
Blocked. A bitch like me blocked.
This situation, this scenario plays out all too often in Michigan.
Yes, it does.
And
Good old $50 spot.
and let's be real, I don't bring cheap drag.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, when I come to a drag show, my whole car is full. It might be 3 outfits, but it's full of drag.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one thing that we have to adjust. You know, $50 barely covers the amount of makeup that we're wearing.
Correct.
$50 barely covers one costume. So,
Bitch, my wig is $150.
Okay, so
Like,
but
And
I will
I
say this.
never
I will say this.
really
I will
thought
say
about
this.
that.
I will say this. If I know that I'm committing to take this $50 booking, I'm not gonna do myself the disservice of giving a shitty show
right.
because I'm relying on my showmanship to make up for the rest of my money.
Okay,
So
that's a good point.
you have to be able to navigate those roles. If the booking fee isn't worth it to you, so no.
Yeah.
There's
It's
some girl
okay
that's
to say
like
no,
local up the street that's like, it ain't nothing for me to throw on my free
Okay,
outfits.
because they're right up the
Okay.
street.
Yeah.
However,
If I'm traveling, you
I
know,
want to say,
make it worth my while.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna give you a good show regardless, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regardless. My body gonna hurt.
Well, first of all, if a person knows what type of queen you are,
That's
they're
gonna
not
be
going to
anytime I'm
come.
in
I'm
Right.
telling you.
They're not gonna come to you with no $50 booking. If a person knows what type of bitch you are, they're not even gonna doubt.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
lie. Because there's some bars.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
some bars. That's their standard.
I feel it.
You
Yeah.
know, and I feel like
$50
I know
is
that
the
I know
minimum.
that there are bars who will do things for certain girls.
Yeah.
You know, oh well, she's a national queen. Let's pay her a little bit more money. Or oh, she's our home girl. She comes to the show often. Or she works here often. She hosts. Let's pay her a little extra money. That's cool for them.
What about the others?
But I'm not
Get
one
it?
of those girls. So
Correct.
the $50
But that's where the
to me, I have to
negotiation
ask,
coming in
you
at
know,
too.
I have to
Yeah,
ask.
don't
You know.
$50
But there, you also have to look at it at a point like our friend Dee Dee. She's a show director at Rumors Nightclub. She has her set numbers of what she can spend, her budget, and she has to book out a show. And you know,
yeah,
if
because
you
she's
want
the
to be a
director,
part of the
not
show,
the owner.
True.
We have people who create the shows.
Well, the
who have the budget
show
to
director's
do all
job
of
is
this.
giving.
It's
They are
just
given
okay.
the budget.
Yeah.
yeah.
They need to decide who I can book with said budget.
Correct.
So, if you want those entertainers, sacrifice.
Yo.
So if you know this entertainer is worth the $150, they're gonna bring you a show and they're gonna bring you people to those seats. Pay that entertainer the $150. If that only leaves you $50 more left, well, you're the show director. Sometimes it requires you being the show director to sacrifice.
I don't think
you might have to do that
entertainers
show.
are bringing people in the doors like that. It used to be
And I don't think
times
they are
to
either.
where I can remember seeing her shake on the flyer, and I'd be like, okay, bitch, I probably want to go see that show because I know her shake on bend backwards and wiggle. Nowadays, because drag is so accessible, like you said, if I'm seeing you getting dressed and doing this and doing that, girl, by the time I even think about getting ready, because I'm one of them lazy bitches, bitch. I slow walk, and by the time I get dressed, I don't see what you had on. I'm gonna pay it because I know somebody gonna post a picture or a video.
I feel like the
So,
seats issue though.
I might be a
owners-
fan of yours, but I'm not coming out to see you.
Bar
because
owners
I
really need
see
to
videos and stuff like that.
invest in advertising. It is not the job of your local queen who's
for
in the
sure,
show.
not an advertiser.
It is
I'm
not the job
a
of
promoter. I'm a
the
queen,
show
yeah.
director. It is not the job of the DJ. to magically post on Facebook and Instagram, and now all of a sudden there are 3,000 people clawing at the door to get in. Those days have not existed. I don't know where the hell it came from. Those days have never existed in Michigan.
But it goes to
they
the
don't
thing
exist
to
now.
where the gatekeeper thing, because somehow, some way along those years, you have lost the niche of it all, and people have wanted to reinvent the way they do drag, or reinvent the way they, or I should say, run shows, or reinvent the way they promote and do this and do that. And those people who did enjoy watching a good drag show and all that, either they left because you can't smoke in a bar anymore, or they have families now. It's legal to get married and have families for now. So they're at home with their families now, and now we have these gabies, the new people, who they learned about drag through TV. It's not a mystery. They don't feel the need to come to the bar. You can hook up through your phone. There's no need to come to the bar. You know, you're accepted everywhere. There's no need to come to a bar. People came to the bar to see the drag shows because it was, first of all, taboo. Second of all, you couldn't be yourself at these other bars and other, so you
Or
would
on the
come to the
street.
or on the street. So you would come to the gay bars, and people they wouldn't even be in the show, but they would be dressed up in drag because this was the only time to express themselves. So all those people will come out, and then their friends will come out, and now the bar would be packed because of that. And so back in the day when I would sneak in the bar, I did witness that with Natalie Cole and all them girls, and the people would actually come out to the shows. And I could remember, I can't wait for that spot. And once my generation kind of moved in and took over, it was fading away. And then that next generation was like,
We don't have like them girls anymore that are doing the good drag. Like,
I mean, we do.
Those girls
Oh,
are
they're still
everywhere.
here.
The girls
They're
are
still
everywhere.
here. They're
The
still here.
venues have changed.
The venue.
Yeah.
It's now no longer nightclubs, it's brunches.
yeah.
But
It's now no longer
Also-
clubs, it's venues, different places.
you also
know?
have people, if
Your
I
crowd
don't work at
changes.
this club because this club tried to shade me and pay me $25, and I'm telling you all this, it's going to be a sneaky bitch that not even a sneaky bitch, it's going to be a bitch that's hungry and go to that bar and work for that $25. And this is how people, you can't change the system because it's always going to be somebody that's working for those twos and fews. So the bar owners and the show directors feel like they don't need to change
get away with
because
it.
somebody can come here, but that's how you use the quality of the show as well. You know.
Awesome. Well, I think that concludes our hot take segment, and I would like to move on to our next segment.
Dun, 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 dun. Here.
What would you do?
Oh.
Ooh. So this is where I'm going to ask you about some situations and ask you what you would do in them. We are pushing it on time, so let's make these answers short and sweet, and we'll just ask you.
Okay.
Mia, I love you. We're just going to ask them to Asio. Okay, so what would you do if while you were performing in a show, the music cuts off and stops working?
Oh, it's happened many a times. First of all, as a DJ, it's happened. People send crappy tracks all the damn time. This was a big issue when there was CDs. Yes, I am dating myself. What would I do? Well, I'm an improv master. So I'm going to improv. Either I'm going to stop and address the audience and address the elephant in the room, or I'm going to freeze frame. I'll probably freeze frame for a good minute and wait to see if the said DJ or the said audio engineer technician comes back with the track. And if they don't, then I'm going to be like, okay, what happened? You know? I think that we are so expected to always be perfect, but we fail to realize that this is art. It is in motion. It is always live. So you have to be able to adjust. You have
Make
to be
it
able
a
to
comedy
adjust.
moment.
Absolutely, you have to be able to adjust.
Like, fuck you, DJ, you're fired.
I could sing this by myself.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Okay.
not. No. Walk the fuck off. I think it's I would be pissed.
I can see that. Okay, the next one is, what would you do if protesters showed up and interrupted your performance?
This happened during Pride, Lansing Pride this year. It wasn't necessarily my performance, but they definitely walked completely up on the stage and were in front of the Pride performances. I I'm
did not
very
know that.
chill in my nature, but I also match energy very well. So if the energy is peaceful, then I'm probably just gonna sit back and let security or whoever handle it. If the energy is non-peaceful and it's directed at me, I'm probably gonna take that moment to reply and to react in the most professional, but definitely the most reflective manner.
Okay.
I'm known
Absolutely.
for carrying some
I feel like
eggs,
you should.
So
You
try
should.
me.
Okay, what would you do if you got booked in a show with a controversial entertainer?
Ha! Been there, done that. Sharon Needles, loved working with you. Elliot with two T's. Uh, it's not my business to mitigate your professional character, or who you are. If the problem is going to be a problem, because I've worked with some racists in my past, in our own community.
There's some of them out there being booked.
And it's always my job to be booked and to be professional. So ultimately, I have to do that and worry about that priority first. What we do in between the show in the dressing room and outside the show after, that's our business. But while I'm in the show, I'm going to treat you at the most professional rate that I can and still manage to let you know that I don't mess with you. You might not be my favorite person. I'm not going to go out of my way to treat you nasty, but I'm not going to go out of my way to be warm to you.
We're not gonna be girlfriends
Yeah,
backstage.
yeah. I'm not going to say something to you to provoke you, but at the same, I'm in my gig. I'm trying to be, head first focused. Now, after the show, if you want to tango in the parking lot and say some racist things or whatever, catch a vibe or whatever, then we can have a discussion about it. But during the show, I'm here to work.
Yeah.
I'm here to work. I would do that at any other job.
Absolutely. Okay, so what would you do if you were in a show and at the end of the show you did not get paid?
It's happened. The best thing to do is to A, still stay professional, B, have a discussion with the show director and or the manager.
Yeah.
If it's not resolved within those two conversations, then you have to start making other choices. There was a bar that I was booked at. The person who was the show director was like, this is going to be the fee. The show got done. We were sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, the owner of the bar was like, well, I don't feel that I have enough to pay people. Like, there really wasn't a ton of people here, such and such and such and such, and this. And I told him, well, we can work this out two different kinds of ways. You can pay me what I was supposed to be paid, because this has nothing to do with me. I was told that I was contracted to be here to be paid this amount of money. We can work this out that way. Or I can take all of my pay from the bar. The bottles, the drawers. There is a way that you can make this right. Ultimately, as the business owner, this is your business. It is supposed to be you that should make this right. I should not have to leave here. I've done my job. And I did my job the best that I could do my job. So, it is a thing. I've had to call the police before. Sometimes you do have to have the police involved. That's why it's important sometimes to make sure that you do keep a log or a receipt of the things that you're supposed to be paid and the things.
I like it in writing.
It's a business. Yeah. It's a business, And ultimately, just like if I walked into a store, I couldn't walk out with the merchandise and not pay. Well, I'm not going to come in here and walk out and I've just given you all my merchandise.
Right. I worked. I need to get paid.
Hello.
Mia would probably make an angry Facebook post.
She didn't burn that bar down.
No, it's no post at that moment. It's just my money. Yeah.
Okay. One last what would you do question.
Okay.
What would you do if your gig was canceled, but you find out they booked someone else for a lower price than you than what you were charging?
This is that type of stuff that makes me want to say, get a contract.
Yeah.
I know that in our day and age, we're sort of loose with how we work and what we expect from people. But when I was tattooing as a tattoo artist, there was a very important aspect of I need $100 in deposit to be able to make sure that this spot is allocated for you, this time is allocated for you, the time that I'm spending to invest in the design, all of these things are post work, pre-work. So I'm doing this before you even get here. So sometimes I feel that drag, we might need to take a note from that number. And you know, I know that it's harder because of the way the bars you know, get their money to pay people, the petty cash and things like that, but there needs to be something in place because things like that happen.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like, you know, I was ready to jump on the road. I've already put this date aside. Now you've cost me money that I could have made, you know? So it's a definite tit and balance. I probably would never book with those people again, and I probably after I would have tried to have some kind of conversation, I probably would put them on blast.
Yeah.
Sadly, but
Absolutely. Sometimes I feel like that's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that concludes that segment. We're going to move on to our next and final segment.
Hey friends, it's Brielle Taylor. I am so excited and privileged and honored to be asking such an iconic cast a question of my very own. So I've been doing drag for about 4 years, and I'm always looking to develop and better myself. That said, what is the best way, and how did you develop your drag persona? I'm looking forward to hearing your professional opinion.
That's a good question. Great question.
Shout out to my girl, Brielle.
Hey,
Thank you so
Brielle.
much. That was really cute. I appreciate you doing that.
One of the best ways that I feel a person can grow their persona is to really invest in their persona as if it were a person. You know, I learned something from an author who was responsible for coming up with all of these different characters, and she said, every time I create a character, I have to put a little bit of myself into that character to bring that character to life. The character is a shell, almost like a mask or a vessel that we might use, but without our own life into that character, the character is just a shell. They don't come alive. So my answer to that question is really invest and look introspectively in yourself and ask yourself, how can I bring this person to life? What are the characteristics of this person? I know who Asio Aviance is. You know, they're a gender bender. They are art walking. They are an edgy, rebellious, outrageous type of being. And me knowing who that character is forefronts who I can be as that character, and not just who I can be, but how people see me, how I choose to show myself to those people. You know, I'm not gonna wear a Dolly Parton dress because that's not my aesthetic. Because I know my aesthetic, I can step into my character and say, I would wear that weird piece of outfit, or I would wear that weird shaped hair piece, or that weird hat, you know, because that is my character. It's very important to know the characteristics of your character, or else you're just up there pretending that you are somebody who you really are.
Right.
We are our drag selves, whether we realize it or not. It is an expression of us.
It's a part of you.
Yeah, so it's very important for you to know yourself in order to be able to portray yourself.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that is being shocked sometimes. It is being out of your own box. I think those are the moments when I find myself really shining, is when I'm like, I thought that was gonna work, and because I did it, it worked 10 times what I thought it was gonna work.
Okay.
You know, so that's my advice to you. Step into yourself, and not only step into yourself, but always be aware of who you are presenting your character as. If it does not feel like you, or if it doesn't feel like your character, then atone that. You really have to be able to address that and to be self-aware. This is self-expression. If you cannot express yourself, you are in the wrong job.
Yeah. And that's really what it is your persona is who you are. It's an extension of who you are. It's what you like. You buy certain drag because that's what you like. So that's part of who you are. Mia, do you have anything else with that? No? Okay. All right. Well, is there anywhere we can see you coming up soon?
Yeah, you can always catch me in real life. I'm still making art, still sewing. So I've seen a lot of really crappy flyers lately. If you need some graphic design work out there, holler at me.
Okay.
Right now, I am in the process of relocating for business, so you'll catch me in Ohio area, Detroit area a lot. Georgia's 419, shout out to them. I love that bar. I'm always appreciative of them making a way for me to still do the things that I love. If you are ever in the area in Toledo, please check out that bar. It speaks to the things that we were talking about today about being able to step in a bar scene or a gay bar scene and really feel that feeling that was that we reminisce on. So I want to shout out to that place.
We should go check her out on the show.
Absolutely. I DJ there every second Saturday. This Saturday I'll be DJing there. I'll be DJing there on Valentine's Day. So yeah, if you're in the city, if you want to come and check it out, please make some waves, figure it out, hit me up. The community there is so loving and so open. I think that's one of the greatest things about it. You can also catch me at Billy's Tavern on the 24th. I'll be there DJing for their Black History Month. They do an amazing house music night or bass night every Monday. So I will be there that Monday with Club Kid, who was just the last guest last month, and That Guy Blue. So it's like a little family affair. Spreading some music and some love for Black History Month. So yeah, you can catch me still a few places in Michigan. I'm still out here doing things, even though you might catch the beard for right now. But I'm still doing things, and I'm also still eager to be other places. So if you've got something coming up and you need somebody, you want somebody, holler at me. I love being around. I love being seen, being active. And thank you for inviting me to do this. This is awesome. I'm so excited. This is number 2. I expect more.
Okay.
I've got my podcasts in the formulations. It's called Cloudy Conversations.
Love that.
Where you're encouraged to...
We have an unreleased episode that
we do.
That was a fun day.
It was. So I'm excited for a lot of things that 2025 are going to sort of like bud, and those are the things that I'm holding closely and sort of quietly near to my heart, just so that way I can continue to nurture them.
Nice.
It's always nice.
Mia, do you have any upcoming gigs you like to plug in?
I do not actually. 'Cause I can't remember right now, so.
Any pageants?
I know that Mia goes
follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And if you follow me on Facebook, you'll catch a few flyers or something.
Mia also does a live TikTok show every other Thursday.
Oh, very cool.
I love tuning into that.
Fun.
Our next episode is going to be next month on Tuesday, March 4th. I'm really excited about that. We have a really cool special guest lined up. I'm very excited. We'll wait and let you guys figure out who it is when the time comes. But we do have a really big show coming up in March, March 6th. So it's going to be 2 days after our next episode of What's Your Professional Opinion. And we are going to be doing drag at the Titty Bar.
Oh.
I'm so excited. They said they want the biggest, best, greatest drag show Battle Creek's ever had.
That's hot.
And so, Mia is helping me out, and we're going to do it. So I'm really excited for that. So $20 tickets. If you guys want a ticket, let me know. I got you. But yeah, until then, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.
I have to show my shoe. My shoe match. My shoe matches my. I have to show my shoe.
Okay.
I am done. I am done.
Bye.